pleasure doing business with you. What you look... Another satisfied? Come back soon. That's secure for a reason.
What have you got on your mind? Yes, by all means.
When I let go and see only the target, the bullets fly right where I want them to go.
You're not quite as worthless as you look. Remember, if you overthink combat, you're dead. You have to want to survive more than your enemy.
I understand. Like you said, no man may be defeated so long as his will to survive remains.
So it was taught to me. So will you teach it someday. Enough job, maggot. Back to work.
You honor us with your
Glad to see you
presence.
still in one piece. You're just in time for the action.
I don't think the
Let's
Paladin
get to the
guy
lab
would be
and
very
talk with
happy if he
Elder.
saw me talking
It's
to
good
an
to see you
outsider.
back, but you better get to the lab right away and report to Elder Lyons.
What? Huh? I'm sorry.
I'm just an initiate.
These radical malcontents don't live around
All I'm saying is, the longer we sit here, the more time they have to shore up their defenses. We should hit them sooner rather than later.
We barely have the manpower to keep the citadel fortified. We've been over this before, Sarah.
So we just wait until they decide we're next on the list? If the Pride goes in now, we might have a chance.
And if you fail, then what? The risk is not worth the reward.
I agree. Without the Gek, the Purifier is useless to the Enclave anyway. They may give up before long.
I don't like it.
You don't have to like it, Sarah. You just have to follow orders.
Yes, Father.
So, you're back. We had feared both you and the Gek were lost. Were you successful? Excellent. With that... What do you mean? Explain yourself. Then we must go at once. If you have any other information, tell me now before we mobilize. Any help you can give might save lives. I see. And where is this virus now? Just as well, no good could come from it. We need to decide on a course of action. Something must be done.
If the Enclave has the Gek, there's nothing stopping them from starting the Purifier. They'll figure out the code eventually.
I'm afraid you're right. We need to act now while we can.
Send the Pride in. We can do it. We can win this.
All right, Sarah. The Pride goes in. But I want them to have some extra firepower. Rothschild, is it ready?
What? No, I mean, Lee and I have solved the power problems, but we've only barely finished diagnostic tests.
So?
It's not ready for field tests, let alone live fire situations. The weapons haven't been calibrated, the navigation detection system is offline.
Rothschild, enough. Can you make it work?
Honestly, I don't know. I think we can scrape by, and I suppose if we can't, it won't matter in the long run anyway.
Then it's decided. Sarah, you take the Pride and use the robot as support. Take our friend here and secure that purifier.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that my father and I have been talking. The Pride and I have decided that after all you've survived, you've done enough to be an honorary member of Lion's Pride. So congratulations. Membership comes with some privileges, including our power armor. You want the full suit or the recon armor? All right, here you go. I hope it fits. So you think you can handle this? Now that's what I like to hear, soldier. You all packed? We're not coming back here anytime soon. Hurry it up! Every minute you take is one more that we can't...
I'm sure you'll understand.
You're reporting to Sarah from here on out. Don't let her down. vault. Ah.
Understand that there's far too much to be done right now. I've no time for
Yeah? No, I don't. What do you want? Shoot them, they die. Stab them, they... Fight, not talk. Hail. Name's Greg. Greg Bear. But... No. Hell, I've killed more of those yellow Frankensteins than any other member of the Pride. Except maybe Gallows, those crazy solo night ops of his.
Hail to you, stranger. I'm the... I don't... Colvin...
You're reporting to Sarah from here. Of course.
Are you ready now? We can't afford to keep standing around like this.
Safety! In mindfulness!
Hello? We've got nothing to say to each other.
You have something to say? Yes, by all means, let's.
Are you ready now? We can't... Okay, don't be nervous. You'll have the whole Pride backing you up, not to mention this giant tin can. Just... and... Okay, we're going to go over it one more time. The Pride is on me. The goal is Project Purity, but we can't get into the facility with those energy fields up. Rothschild and Lee say this robot should be able to take down the energy fields. So we're on fire support. We stay close to the thing, keep it clear, and get it to where it needs to go. Once the fields are down, we head straight for the facility. We'll use the robot to keep them occupied while we get inside and secure the control room. We need to move quickly before we lose the chance to surprise them. Get whatever supplies you don't already have, and we'll meet in the Bailey. When we're done with this, everyone can have a nice cold glass of water on me. Let's move. All right, Rothschild, fire it up. Pride, move out!
All systems nominal. Weapons hot. Mission: the destruction of any and all Chinese communists. Those who have left the Brotherhood still, branded outcasts, are just as dangerous, even more so than being exiled. And what about the slaves in Paradise Falls?
Good luck.
Titanium alloy supplement. Deny photonic barrier. Something. Yes, by all means, let's. Probability of mission hindrance. 0%. Domino falls. Here. Democracy will never be defeated. We will not fear the Red Menace invader. Democracy is non-negotiable. Democracy is non-negotiable. Significant obstruction detected.
limited by enhanced photonic resonance barrier. Established stratagem inadequate. Revised stratagem. Initiate photonic resonance overcharge.
Something. Yes, by all means, let's.
Democracy is truth. Communism is death. Engaging.
Head for the control room, and keep your head down.
You again. I can't say I'm surprised. You and your ilk seem hell-bent on destroying everything our government has worked to achieve. There's nothing to stop me from killing you this time. Let's end this. You don't have to. Just stand there. It'll be over quicker and might even be less painful for you.
Well, that takes care of that. By now, the Pride should be mopping up whatever opposition is left outside. Let's get this room secured.
Hello, is anyone there? It's Dr. Lee.
Dr. Lee,
Something's
it's
wrong with
Sarah
the purifier.
Lyons. I'm in the control room. You're both here. What's going on?
I've been monitoring the equipment remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility's been damaged during the fighting.
Well, so much for celebrating. One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on. And whoever does it isn't coming back out. Not exactly how I imagined going out, you know? So, what should we do? Draw straws?
What do you want?
There's no time to discuss it. Someone needs to activate...
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. It was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer was faced with that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
You again. I can't say I'm surprised. I beg to differ. The Enclave... What? You're in...
Well, that takes care of that. But
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? It's Dr. Lee.
It's
Something's
Sarah
wrong with the
Lyons.
purifier.
I'm in the control room. We're both here. What's going on?
I've been monitoring the equipment remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility has been damaged during the fighting. Some of it looks accidental, some of it is.
Well, so much for celebrating. So that's how it is? So much for chivalry. Fine, I'll do it. But I need the code. Okay, I got it. I guess if this does...
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. It was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer was faced with that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example, instead allowing a true hero to venture into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity and sacrifice her own life for the greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity, with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
You again. There's... You're in...
That takes care of that.
Dr. Lee,
It's Sarah Lyons. I'm in the control room. We're both here. What's going on?
I've been monitoring the equipment remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility has been damaged during the fight.
Well, so much for celebrating. I'm not arguing, believe me. But one of us has to go in there now. We don't have time to stand around and talk about it. Who's it going to be?
What do you want?
understand, but I know you might be angry. I thought about it for a long time, but in the end, I decided it was best for you not to know. So many things could have gone wrong, and there's really no telling how the Overseer will react when he finds out. It's best if he can blame everything on me. Obviously, you already know that I'm gone.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. It was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer was faced with that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
You again. I can't say I'm surprised. There's...
Well, that takes care of that. Let's...
Hello? Hello, is anyone there?
Dr. Lee, it's Sarah
something's wrong with the
Lyons. I'm in the
purifier.
control room. We're both here. What's going on?
I've been monitoring the equipment remotely, and we have a serious problem. The facility has been damaged during the fighting. Some of it looks accidental, some of it may be sabotage. There's pressure building up in the holding tanks. It needs to be released now, or else the...
Well, so much for celebrating. One of... So that's how it is? So much for chivalry. You're fine. Look, there's nothing more to be... Are you kidding me? We don't have time for this! Fine. If you're going to put the code in, hurry. I won't forget what you've done here.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place, but the lone wanderer refused to surrender to the vices that had claimed so many others. The values passed on from father to child, selflessness, compassion, honor, guided this noble soul through countless trials and triumphs. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Sadly, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer agreed. Humanity would be preserved, but only in its purest form. The waters of life flowed at last, but the virus contained within soon eradicated all those deemed unworthy of salvation. The capital wasteland, despite its progress, became a graveyard. So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.